will she still, stay as a top ban?
Well, here's the thing.
I think Chusin can finally be let go and maybe Zaz enter the priority to be banned out.
I feel like, because currently they've changed her max cap in terms of mana, her stacks have also changed as well. I'm not too concerned about the stacks, but the main thing is the mana, because that also predetermines whether you can pick people up and chuck them multiple times.
And based on the mana that was updated and given, if I'm not wrong, based on my calculation, he can only pick up once or twice before his mana runs out. So in the end, in the laning phase, enemy can abuse this and just walk up to his Lantern Flare.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right about that. Having only the threat of one throw is a little unfortunate for Jushin, but that means that she's going to scale better in the later stages. Maybe even mid-game to late game is when you expect to see her actually do some legitimate work. But in the meantime, let's see whether or not both of these teams are actually even thinking about it, because I'm seeing Fovia's chip for the side of our SGMY on red, by the way, and Team Ray on blue. Ours have decided, I don't like high loss, despite it getting... well, the numbers have been changed around a bit. I don't think it's going to put him completely out of the meta. Fanny and as well as Roger. Roger's the surprising one.
Yes, so far, except for Roger, the rest is quite a standard ban. And this is what I meant by I'm feeling that Chusin will be out of the meta a little bit. So this allows Roger to be banned out with your head. So Zaz is still available to be picked up right here.
I don't think that they would just let, unless there's another priority pick that they care about. I mean, technically both assassin players don't mind picking up the Hayabusa or as well as the Ling. I think the dangerous first pick of Phovius is already out, and now that Jushin is a little bit weaker, I guess it has to be Zaz.
Yeah, I was thinking of Edith actually.
Edith?
The flexibility, because especially if they're going to go up against Zaz, Edith is one of the counter, because the onward can just, well, pretty much disrupt Zaz ult.
The Dominators, oh, the Nightmaric spawn, you can reposition it.
Yeah, so the onward, that is actually why Edith is in the meta.
Interesting. Personally, I feel like as long as you have somebody to absorb the Nightmaric spawn, that works as well. Because it's a very short displacement for Edith. It's not like a Final Slash where it's like, nope. We've seen teams actually play the Arlet to try and move the Dominators to send out of the fight.
But in a good hand, it's still going to be quite annoying for any Zaz user. Which is why currently they focuses more on the Harriet that was let go together with Arlot. I'm excited to see how this Arlot going to play out in the early game. But let's focus more on the pick for Ray Esport, Team Ray currently. Because Zaz is available. They can even go for Ling if they want to focus on the thing. But what about Hayabusa? Is Hayabusa a higher priority pick than Ling currently?
I don't know. Honestly, with the slight quality of life changes, ooh, they opt to go for the safe option of playing the Julian into the Vexana. Like they're expecting Maima to pick up Sasuke again.
But Julian has just been nerfed. In terms of damage for the early game,
well, that's only for his enhanced sights.
Yes, but
so here's the thing, right? With Julian, especially when he's up against the assassins, yes, your sights may not necessarily have as much damage, but it doesn't mean you can't set it up once more with the enhanced chains.
Because one of the things that pro players like about Julian is the capability to get a pick off or get a kill at level 3, and that was one of the main reasons why they were able to do it. So without that, I'm not sure whether Julian should still be in the meta, but Zaz, as expected, will be brought in by RSG.
Okay, everything seems very atypical for now. Very coordinated from the side of Team Ray. It looks like they've done their homework, especially on blue side. But let's see how RSG addresses the questions here. Red side, they're going to have first ban on the second phase. What are we looking to ban out here? Gold laners are still missing. We're not sure whether Edith is EXP or Roam just yet. Maybe focus on EXP laners because it feels like RSG always prioritizes Rippo's pick for last.
I mean, for Team Ray, they're either going to go for banning out a jungler or even focuses more on the EXP laner, because for RSG they still haven't shown any tanky front line to help set up or zone out in the front line, so I guess that's a good idea for RSG. Currently, yeah, like I said, a gold laner should be banned out, but no, Terisla. So they're still expecting. I mean, Edith is a flexible pick.
Edith is a flexible pick, but now we're seeing a lot of the patched heroes being banned out, which gives me two questions. Either do they truly believe that this patch basically meant nothing, or have they not experimented enough to truly know how far the nerfs and buffs have gone?
This is what confused me, because they still pick Julian, even though it's nerfed, but they ban out Matilda, which has been buffed. So, you get what I mean? Are they adapting to the patches or not?
I think That's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. I feel like they haven't adapted to the patch just yet, but at the same time, I can somewhat understand the Matilda ban out, right? Because again, you're looking to isolate a target, chain him with the CC. If they purify, at least make them run rather than just dash out of there for free. We see the Claude ban for the side of RSG as well, and it looks like maybe RSG is more prepared for the patch. I don't know. The Terizla feels a little weird because I haven't experimented his weakened laning phase.
Actually, I'll say he is nerfed for the early game, but towards the late game, actually
He's extra tanky.
He's extra tanky. That 5% damage resistance gonna go for a long way, especially if you attach it or complement it together with the new item.
The Twilight Armor.
Twilight Armor, yeah,
Yes.
not a new item, but has been buffed.
Has been buffed significantly, in a matter of fact. From 800 to 500, that's so crazy.
That's only on half the triggers, but also 20% damage reduction on top of it. Oh,
It's just money. It's cash money to have, especially against burst compositions, and especially when you have naturally inbuilt DR or damage resistance. Damage reduction for those who don't know. All right, now that Tigreal is banned, I feel like assassins are free to play for RSG, but those first 3 picks from Ray are like, please pick an assassin for us.
they're asking for it. Will RSG give a respawn or actually hold on to it and actually shows either this outlet going to be roam or EXP later? It really depends. Does RSG still want to keep their cards hidden or not?
I feel like in terms of cards hidden, it could be a composition where it's trying to trigger Arlet as many times as possible for the early mid-game as their main interaction before Harith gets online. I mean, maybe mid-game is going to slow down a little bit, but until Harith gets 3 items, we see the Minotaur get locked in by RSG. Team fight composition looking very strong.
I mean, either team fight or also a pick off with a final slash and just burst down a single target. That really depend on RSG. But more towards Team Ray currently. Are they going to stick on a single target heroes if it's being allowed by RSG? But it really depends on how they want to play. They also have to consider who's going to be doing the zoning out or even play kiting around Zars, because especially now, they still doesn't have any tank killer.
Let's see, because we're seeing the Barats get locked in here. I'm guessing that's going to go into the EXP lane, and there's your tank buster that you were looking for. Currently with 1 ban and 6 total picks with a 67% win rate, one of the better win rates here in MPL My. Carry gets locked in.
I like how Team Ray is now sticking to their identity. Onward, Earthshatter, Detona's welcome by Barat. Both are single target lock. Both, I'll say, focuses more on the pick-off meta that kind of less symbolize Team Ray.
Oh yeah. Pick off, combo, get a free kill, walk away. That's what I'm seeing from Team Ray through and through. Many different ways to actually enable it. 3 enablers in a matter of fact. 3 really good follow-ups, and the overlap being Vexana, who's good at both.
Yeah. And especially still giving them a little bit of ability to clear the wave in case they end up in the back foot. And now the last pick.
Alpha.
As we discussed that for Team RSG, they still haven't have any other tank killer except for Zaz. Alpha gonna fill in that slot, and pretty sure gonna give a little bit of trouble for Edith and also Barat in the front line.
Pretty good. It looks like RSG is going to be playing closer towards the EXP for the early game, and then towards mid-game transition, they go down to gold. Unless Team Ray applies a lot of pressure, I would assume, down by gold lane.
But looking at both draft right now, Team Ray going up against RSG Malaysia. RSG Malaysia seems to be going for that prolonged fight, while for Team Ray, they're trying to get a kill and get out as soon as possible.
Fast-hitting tactics from a Team Ray. Expect them to be somewhat aggressive at level 4 in comparison to their opponents who want level 4 and they want to fight around those neutral objectives. Our very first game this Friday of week number 3, day number 1 at the Mpl My. Get ready for it as we head into the land of Dawn, brought to you by Hotlink, our 5G prepaid. Join it now while you still can. It's your time. Let's load on into the land of Dawn.
And I'm going to be focusing a little bit more towards a Team Ray in the early game phase, because being in a Julian, that's what you want. A little bit more aggressive to get an early kill and kind of give you the lead that you need to left behind your enemy, especially towards RSG MY, where Alpha, a little bit tanky towards the early game. If there is a follow-up, they should be able to get a kill, but it still takes a little bit of time it's not going to be as fast as how Team Ray is capable of.
Well, let's have a look at that, right? Because again, when we look at the emblems, the things that stand out to me is that Maima always plays for scaling, right? The fact of the matter is, he's looking to scale tenacity from Bunny as well as Storm. I get it for Storm, but Bunny, I'm surprised he didn't take like Master Assassin straight away to try and hard win the lane.
I mean, Maima, no matter what hero, he's always going to be that late game insurance for our SGMY, as proven again and again, especially with the Nova Rhea. So bringing in Zaf, I don't see any changes should be made for him.
All right. Let's see whether it's going to get punished later on, right? Because at this point of time, because they don't have Wilderness Blessing, he won't be able to rotate as quickly. But then again, his main job is to kind of sit there in the back.
And not to forget, actually with the current patch, the damage for Zaf has been nerfed a little bit. So maybe this is what he needs to balance back the power before the patch.
Well, technically, to be fair, if we're talking about like lane matchup, Vixana has an overall better scenario compared to Zas, because Zas can bully you out, right? Drop down the Nightmaric Spawn. What are you going to do? Auto attack my created minion?
I mean, laning, sure, but what about around the neutral objective area? Especially on the first turtle right now, going to be focused on by both sides, Team Ray and RG Malaysia. And from the look of it, Storm, minion free probably not going to be up by that first turtle unless Team Ray not going to take it as fast. Okay, it's still going to give some time for RG Malaysia to get prepared for it.
I like this because Kitsy's trying to hit level 5 as soon as possible, and Rank QT has been power farming the entire way. If RSG wants to take their time, they absolutely can, because Storm is almost 4.
Yeah, and now Eevee.
Oh, it's going to be the final slash to pull them out of position. Daytona's welcome to find one. It's not great because Julian is able to steal away the turtle at the same time. Rank QT finds Eevee. He wants to get one more, but Maima takes out Virgie as well. RSG, with just a sliver of health, already found 2, looking for a third, and the nerfs have come through as Rippo finds the last 3 for nothing in favor of RSGMY.
This is what I was talking about. Prolonged fight will always favors towards our SG Malaysia. If they stay any longer than that, Team Ray gonna get picked off one by one because they do not have the capability to continue their fight. I mean, Julian focuses on one combo only. Eevee, Barat, Daytona's welcome. After that, you're done. Your job is done. And the same goes for AJ using Vexana. As long as the Eternal Guard is already been thrown out, that's it. But if we compare to the RSG Malaysia, Harit, Zaman Force, the continuous dash, have no problem to dishing out a damage. Same goes for Maima and also Ranquity. The longer you stay with them, the longer you are in a danger zone.
Hopefully they can shorten down the time, right? Because unfortunately, we're definitely seeing the nerfs on that enhanced side. It is not as good as it used to be, and the fact is, Kids has decided to take Impure Rage rather than the traditional Warcry, because that way, in these prolonged fights, he actually finds some value when he's doing an extra 12% of bonus damage when he triggers it. Oh, I just saw Rippo purchase a very early Thunderbell so early on. That was like pre-4 minutes.
I mean, they already had 3 kills under the belt. They got the first turtle, and if this continues on, no problem for them to head towards the second turtle, which will be up in 20 seconds. But it seems that Team Ray going to focus on our SG Malaysia gold laner first. But Storm is nearby, preparing to do any backup is needed.
I like this. I like this, right? Because again, it just goes to show that Storm understands, all right, the early phase of the game is basically done. Now I need to cover the opposite side of the map because Rippo can free farm with Thunderbell. I
mean, looking at the jungler, is Alpha is a fighter. He doesn't really need babysit. The only main core that you have to protect is either Harit or Zaz by Maima. And in this case, it's better to focus more on Harit because he only brings in Purify. But currently,
no inferior. Oh, into the final slash on the third hit. Daytona's welcome to try and turn things around and buy time, and they find it. A Daytona's welcome collision. The 3-man hit by Rank QT's Spear of Alpha. The reply straight away from RSG. You will not outplay us in this team fight.
I mean, I guess the only silver lining is that Trap is still alive. He still managed to get a kill, but paying the price of 4 life for that fight. And as I said, it happened exactly how you imagine it to be.
Yeah.
Right? The longer it stays, no problem. Bunny comes in with the Zaman Force, 1 by 1 is being targeted, but not forgetting, Rippo with that final slash.
Yup.
That was a good opener.
Dude, I mean, the Eevee saw the setup. He saw the Minoan Fury coming through. He goes in for the Daytona's welcome and even gets the collateral. That should have been Team Ray's fight, honestly. But honestly, they played it so well. And even Rank QT finding a 3-man Spear of Alpha to ensure the trade. Things could have gone gotten a little bit better for Team Ray, but right now it's a losing scenario, right? 3.8k in favor of RGMY. Oh my god, we're looking at the items. Everybody is so accelerated.
Yeah, everybody from the side of RSG is way ahead in terms of gold if you want to compare to Team Ray. I mean, they're already 4k ahead in terms of the net worth currently. So for now, RSG Malaysia, all they have to do is keep pressing on the attack and probably focuses more on map control, which is why they're focusing on getting the tier 1 on top. I mean, Team Ray is probably going to try to protect it, but I don't see any way they can do it.
I mean, they're going to try. The final slash comes out, cancelled by the Daytona's welcome. Eevee using the anti-CC portion of it to keep himself alive and maintain position. 42 seconds until the next turtle actually spawns, while Kids on the opposite side of the map. It feels like Team Ray is allowing Kids the space to farm up and accelerate himself, while the rest of them are protecting Trap to ensure late game.
Now I'm getting worried, Gideon, because Team Ray focuses more on the single target lockdown, but as we're heading towards mid-game, late game, it's going to be focuses more on the team fight. And RSG, Malaysia, based on their arsenal, they're just a better team fight.
They are. That's why I'm hoping AJ hits like a nasty ult or something. I feel like Eevee, yes, he can lock down one target. Maybe he can collateral if he's lucky. Kids could maybe hit like a 2, maybe even a 3-man enhanced chains, but that's probably not ideal. So the only other person it falls down to is AJ, right? Who has some form of AoE. They try to go for the pick off and stow him. He manages to flicker on out of there. Paima and Rippo patiently waiting for somebody to disrespect, but they zone them out entirely from this turtle. The next turtle falling into the hands of RSGMY. Daytona's welcome once again coming out. Poor Eevee. Flickers away. He might survive. Dominator's Descent does come down. Repositions to ensure that Eevee cannot get out. And Rippo able to stick onto him like glue.
No problem at all for RSG Malaysia to do a continuous team fight towards Eevee, because they're not really focuses on one combo while Team Ray does. So in that kind of situation, probably Eevee should have left a long time ago when it doesn't seem like they're able to contest for that last turtle. But here's a problem. Most of the time, people pick up, but especially for the objective, neutral objective fight. Because the Daytona's welcome can lock down the enemy jungler, no retribution, which means an easier situation for your jungler. But 2 turtle has already been taken by RSG Malaysia, and I'm pretty sure if they still haven't get the rhythm down on how they want to do the team fight properly, it's going to be happening the same thing towards the Lord take later on.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. At this point, I think the only use for Daytona's welcome is truly if Bunny now, he's changed his name, Bunny doesn't have his Purify available off of cooldown, or maybe just to force Storm to use the Minoan Fury, maybe get his battle spell out. I think those are the only 2 use cases.
The problem is, if they are not able to kill off whoever that Eevee decided to pick up here. Because the problem with that, RSG Malaysia, if they can sustain out the first combo, that initial team fight combo from Team Ray, everything's gonna end up badly for them.
I feel like the team's just gonna ditch Eevee. They're like, Eevee, you just stand there, you be a good boy, don't worry, give him a little bit of gold as charity.
We tried, we can't, I'm sorry, but we gotta go.
Sorry, running out of time. We gotta hit the Mama Grill right before it closes, man. Don't worry, you just stand there and hold the fort down for us.
But for now, Team Ray, they really have to hold down the fort, because with 5k gold lead, RSG Malaysia have no problem continuing this dominance. They probably just gonna be able to get the first lot as a freebase, and probably gonna help them to take down at least, I'm hoping at least 1 inhibitor threat from a Team Ray. And for Team Ray, we gotta see how are they gonna make it back from this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm focusing more towards Trap, because Trap, towards the whole situation, still haven't died, still alive, managed to get 1 kill, but is it going to translate to be the lifesaver for them towards later on?
Honestly, I don't know, because it's a little tough to close the distance. There's no real target to actually free hit. Like, if you want to free hit Storm, you have to worry about Minoan Fury and then getting out of the Minoan Fury. Maima has Dominator's Descent, so don't have to worry about that. Rank UT, really dangerous to stand close to, especially right now when he is snowballing. Level 14, a level ahead of Kids in comparison to Trap currently at level 12. And even Rippo as well. Getting Final Slash is not ideal. You'll almost guaranteed to lose a battle spell if you miss position.
Either way, they still have Holy Defense to help them a little bit to make this defense to make sure to protect their inhibitor turret. But I can really feel the nerve for Julian, kids have not been having a good time currently. Zero kill, 2 death, and 1 assist.
Yeah, I know he likes to play the Julian, but I feel like considering how much split pushing he's done, you might as well go for the link. Here comes the Dominator's Descent with the help of the Lord to ensure the first inhibitor is already collapsing. RSGMY trying to look for that checkmate angle, developing to a 6k gold lead, and maybe another inhibitor on this next wave. I'm seeing a lot of Winter Crowns being purchased. This could be a potential dive. We'll see.
I mean, with their competition, have no problem doing so, and now.
Oh, Daytona's welcome, already connecting, throwing them underneath the tower. Oh, Winter Crown from Rippo is able to find the stun flickers out of the way, but doesn't get the angle onto AJ just yet. Still outside of the base, another inhibitor is going to be protected here by Team Murray. 1 missing, 2 still standing. RSGMY forced to back down.
I would say objective achieved by RSG Malaysia, because that was only the first tier of Lord, so no problem at all if they're not able to destroy all 3 of inhibitor turret. At least getting 1 and is towards the long lane.
Yeah.
And this will actually help them for the second Lord take. Team Ray, now they have to decide who are they going to put to defend the top side. I mean, if they put Trap, that means they do not have the damage to take down RSG Malaysia in terms of team fight later on.
That's a good point. I think it's got to be AJ or Eevee, right? No, Eevee's got to be in front.
I'll take it. I mean, who else have the mobility?
But then...
who else have the mobility to go from the top side towards the pit as fast as possible?
Trap. Because unfortunately for kids, it takes 6 to 7 seconds for that dash to come through, and it's not a very long dash. I would say it's almost the same distance, well, slightly longer than the Phantom Step coming in from carry.
But you need Trap, otherwise there is no answer for Minotaur, there is no answer to Alpha and even Outlaw. But as you said, carry does have the damage. He needs somebody to set up for him, give him the ample time to burst down one by one.
How efficient can you get?
No, I don't think so. But Conceal?
Conceal's already out. Eevee doesn't have a lot of stacks here. Dominator's Descent. Oh, actually, not bad. Okay, so they got Rank QT Spear of Alpha, and they also got the Dominator's Descent for free. The only thing left that they have to work on is Stoem's ult. That's the big kicker here. If they can get rid of maybe a Final Slash or the Minoan Fury, they might have an opportunity here as they both fight for position. Stoem right on top of Eevee. Oh no,
oh no, Eevee.
Flicker. He's got to use Daytona's welcome. Yep. Using it as an escape tool. Rippo waits for it. He gets hit by the fear. Hopefully he's able to get back up. Flickers forward and finds gets into the Minoan Fury as well. Kid's still holding on, able to use the enhanced swords to get on out of there. But the Spear of Alpha, with the help of Harith too, chases them down. Kids and Eevee take the L.
A lot with the reduced cooldown on the passive, combined with Vengeance, it just allows him to stick to the enemy like glue. I mean, they tried to run away, but Rippo, having the time of his life, taking his time, deciding, is it now? Alright, I think it's now. Flicker and Final Slash right on top, 2 of Team Ray's member, and that allows them to take down the kids and also Eevee.
It's crazy because right now Rippo gets to play the game for free, right? He gets free marks from Stoem on the knock-up, either knock-up, Minoan Fury, or just the leap alone, and Rank QT Spear of Alpha. So both of which, if they hit more than one target, it's so good for Rippo. He's looking for a position again. As we see this Lord start crashing down towards the base, it's collapsing real quick. The Crystal is in some trouble here. Lord's still very healthy as the waves start to push through. Eevee's trying his best to clear up these waves. Dominator's Descent is blasting it down. Mega kill for Mima as they drop down their own. The Guardian is going to try and protect. Waves cleared. Second wave coming through as Mima is still trying to power through the mini Lord. The Crystal should eventually fall as they outlast them and sustain through the pain. RSGM